I've seen the Rotaries get kicked out by the people. You don't pull a V8 out of our car and put a Rotary, but they're loving it. I've had it to 145-degree water temps and melts my bonnet vents. You know, I put the effort in and I want it low.
Australians have a love affair for both Holdens and Rotaries, and Jay from Low Standards has combined both love affairs with a 4-rotor in a VL Commodore. This is probably not a conventional mix, so can you start by telling us why you've ended up with a rotary engine in a VL Holden?
To cut the story down, I bought a 4-rotor after a 10-year dream. I had it sitting in RX3 and I was sick of not hearing it run, so I ended up with a free VL Commodore, which I painted, and we slotted it in there, so yeah.
What are the challenges of fitting a quad rotor into a VL?
I think it's like any rotary swap. It's always challenging. Obviously with the high crank, you've always got to do a trans tunnel, and dealing with a 4-rotor, you got 4 ports and exhaust become a thing and heat becomes a thing, and yeah, rotary things, they shoot fire.
Just looking at it, I'm guessing your life is made harder because it is right-hand drive and you've got limited space for the exhaust manifold. Yep. So tell us how you routed that.
Yeah, so due to those reasons, having a steering column come through right where your dump pipe or whatever would be, we just routed it forward, which turns out to be a mistake, but it's in there and we got it done. So
a mistake how?
Because now the heat's all at the front, and where does it go? It melts my bonnet vents. We've been drilling holes, spacing bonnets, and you know, wherever I go, if they let me run no bonnet, I run no bonnet. It's created a lot of heating issues. So
looks like there was still some fabric required to build a sort of an exhaust tunnel on the passenger side of the car as well.
Yeah, and mainly because the car's so low. It's, you know, it sits 30 mil off the ground, so height challenges everything else around it. So yeah,
made your own life difficult there. So no one's feeling sorry for you.
Yeah, and you have to work so hard to get a car so low. You know, I put the effort in and I want it low.
We'll come back to how you did that, but I want to dive back into this engine. So when you're talking about building a rotary engine, you've got a variety of porting options. Yep. Clearly this one's peripheral ported, which is sort of the top shelf in terms of rotary porting options. Are there sort of drawbacks with that compared to more mild porting options, maybe Bridgeport or Extend port?
Yeah, I guess, you know, from 10 years ago when people start talking about PP and everyone talks about that, how undrivable they are and how jerky they are, I don't think it's a thing anymore. I drive this car on the street quite a bit. And it's smooth. Just having late model ECUs and having good control and good tuners, good injectors, and it just works. This car runs silky smooth, and
I think, the ECU technology has come along in leaps and bounds in having the precision of control, particularly with fuel delivery and timing of that fuel delivery. That makes a massive difference. I've got to ask, Australia is well known for building rotary engines, yet you've gone across the ditch. Do the Kiwis just do it better?
Look, I've had nothing but good luck in Australia, and my engine builder, where I'm from in South Australia, he's a Kiwi. Just by chance, he's good, you know, which is Parker Motorsport. For me to go to PPRE, it was being at this event in, let's say, 08, hearing Mad Mike's 4-rotor and just watching everyone run to the fence. And I'm just like, one day I want that engine from those people, you know. I didn't even know PPRE then or who it was, and over the years just kind of researched who the builder was and sent them emails and got quotes. I'm like, whoa. And then over the years saved up the money till one day I sent them the money and I got a PPRE motor. So
in my opinion, and I am biased, best sounding engine short of Formula 1 V10 or V12.
Yeah, and especially a PPRE 4-rotor. Their combo does everything they say it'll do. I couldn't be happier. So
let's talk about that, because I think that's one of the problems people have with rotary engines is the sense of a lack of reliability. And I personally think this comes down to a lot to do with people thinking that the rotary engine is simple, so I can build one in my own shed. And of course, you still need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
How has the reliability been? What does the servicing intervals look like? What maintenance does it require?
Yeah, well, if you were to talk to me and everybody that knows this car, it needs 0 ever. I took it to New Zealand with limited tools, did 5 events and didn't touch it. One event I rocked up and was so busy didn't check. It was right out of oil, and did a whole day, topped it back up, and it goes. I've had it to 145 degree water temps, and I've had PPRE sitting there going, can't be doing this.
But you can't break it.
And I took it to their shop and they dynoed it and it did its thing again. So they're like, it's perfect. There's no problem. So
Let's talk numbers. What sort of power does it make and what's the rev limit on it?
yeah, so it makes 600 horsepower, revs to 10.5. Yeah, and it just loves it.
Let's look at the rest of the package. So to hold that sort of power, you need a fairly beefy transmission. What are you running?
Yeah, so it's got a Holinger RD6. Reasoning being, I chatted to those guys and I was talking about a 4-speed and they said you really need the ratios to stay in power band. So they kind of convinced me at least to go 6-speed, and I started researching gearboxes, and I know I've got a gearbox for life. I've got a Holinger RD6, shifts like butter.
They're pretty indestructible.
It's the sound, the service, the company, the Australian built thing, and I cannot fault the gearbox. It is amazing. It's unreal.
All right, let's talk about how you got this thing so low.
Yep.
30 mil off the ground. It's not an easy feat, particularly if you want the car to actually still drive.
Yeah.
What's involved?
Yeah, well, this has actually got S13 full rear end in it, rear cradle and whatnot, which has been shortened. S13 front end. We had to chop 50 mil out of the chassis rails and recap them, and spare wheel well chopped out. All the battles.
I can sort of understand the front end, but I would have thought it would have been much simpler keeping a live axle in the back of it. Why go to the trouble of an independent rear suspension setup?
It was more of a style thing. I wanted to turn up to our biggest event in Australia, which is Summernats. I wanted to go anti-Summernats and go big camber, Japanese wheels and stretch, and I wanted to see camber on a VL, which is
hard to get camber on a live axle.
It is. It's not a thing, and I definitely went backwards as far as a VL rear end's good. There's people running 7s on them, so I understand the VL rear end's a solid thing and they work well.
But it's not always about does it work well, it's about the style as well.
Yeah, I wanted 4-stud, I wanted camber, I wanted all those things. So for me, I've got a junkyard full of this stuff, and
I've got to wonder how this was taken at Summernats. I mean, I've never been, but traditionally I understand it's a very V8 oriented market. This is kind of sacrilege, putting a Japanese 4-rotor into a VL.
Yeah, so I've been going on Summernats since I was a little kid, 12, 13, 14. I've seen it all. I've seen the Rotaries basically get kicked out by the people, teasing them. I've seen VLs get kicked out by the people because they're non-V8. The tides are changing. I'm seeing just massive open minds, and you're there and you got a guy in this beautiful HK Monaro giving you the thumbs up, or a typical VL in Australia is 20-inch Simmons and RB32.
There's almost a sort of a recipe book for building one.
But I've got these guys parking next to me, buying our merch, taking a picture of our cars side by side and shaking your hand. So it's so good to see the change, and people just respect the effort.
I think it how it should be. Mutual respect. Doesn't matter if it's a V8, a 4-cylinder, a 6 or a rotary. Let's respect the quality of the build and what someone's done.
Yeah, and the effort and the creativity. And I'm living it probably more than most in Australia by bringing this vehicle to that event, which is this is one of Australia's biggest cars, isn't it? A VL. This was a V8 one too, so there's a bit of mixed feelings about that with people. They're like, you don't pull a V8 out of our car and put a rotary, but they're loving it. They're like, we love the sound, we love the look. Mine's on 20s, yours is on this, all is good. So yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Look, Jay, I appreciate getting a bit of a rundown on the car. It is a work of art, so keep it up. Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.